If I get invited back next year, I got to do the headset thing because I speak English, but my hands speak Italian. Just a quick thing about myself. I guess I'm registered as an official disruptor. I think I've been that way all my life, and I think it's important that disruptors with a purpose is good. Disruptors with no purpose, you're just an asshole. So I think our industry needs disrupting. 41 years actually led me to that conclusion. So that's my purpose. That's what I want to do. I want to try to make, and our team, we want to make things better for everybody. Let's give this is my first Pechacucci, and being into construction, I left it to the last minute, you know how it works. So that's what we do, we're good at it. If we're not stressed to the gills, we're just not doing it. Let's carry on, and who knows where this will go. All right. So I was actually going to start off with my favorite subject, which was talking about the leading villains on the planet right now and what that means, because I kind of think that if you're not really disturbed with what's going on, you're just simply not paying attention. I bet you this group is actually just middle management. They don't probably actually call the shots. And my buddy Jug there, he's just there because he just pisses me off every time he says something. So in nature, I've got this philosophy that all that evil needs to flourish is for good men and women to do and say nothing. But I thought, it's a sunny day, people want to be happy. Tom, put away your sword, stop the bloodletting and head lopping. Why don't we just have fun? And if anybody actually wants to talk about this, we can talk about it later over a bottle of scotch. This story is actually about hockey. And it's about someone who wants to create a hockey team to compete for the World Economic Forum Globalist Cup. It's a one-game, winner-take-all, and it happens in 2 years from this time, and this owner's been her dream, right? So she's very intelligent. She's been well-educated. She's got a master's degree in economics and political strategy. She follows one fundamental principle, and that is the best value is derived from competitive tender low bid system. So she applies that. She even applies that to the team she hires, the executive team, and this group is responsible for turning her dream into reality. So they're gonna do everything. They're gonna hire the management team, the coaches, everybody is involved. They're gonna design all the facilities required. And so this is it. They're responsible for it. So this team is very diverse. They've got all different competencies figured out. The one thing they do share in common, because of their philosophy, is they're all the cheapest on the market. So they understand the challenge ahead of them, and they're aware of that. But in order to get the job, they had to be the cheapest, right? So they get started, and for the next 20 months, they spend time figuring out what is the designs going to be like, what are the training facilities going to be, who are the people going to be involved, all the necessary things. My timer's blocked. So it was their job to figure all this out. But what happened over time is that things went sideways. They didn't have enough money. So some of the players or some of their staff left, and they had turnover. The city was constantly being irritating to deal with. They ran into over budget, over costs, over time, and they were running out of time. And it was difficult to actually make things happen for them. So on top of that, the owner was very demanding, very disciplined. She changed her mind constantly. She didn't like the uniforms. She didn't like the pace of things. She thought the design was drab and uninspired. She didn't like the tile in the gender-neutral showers. She was really upset about everything. So they ran out of time, and finally it came time to actually play the games. 4 weeks left, they had to hire the players. So this was going to be a little bit of an easier process because they used the same principle. They hired their players based on their lowest salary expectations. It was easy, right? So they did that, and they got this team together, and then the next step was putting people under contract. A lot of paperwork, a lot of legalities. It took more time than they had. Some of the players read the playbook, some of them didn't. Some of the players said, hey, wait a second, these plays are impossible to do. But they just said, look, forget it, just figure it out. We'll figure it out during game time, and you'll be fine. So So the day that the game arrived, and the players are still confused, right? They don't know what they're doing. You know, some of them do. Some of them never even played in this league before. And then what happens is, like, the players on the bench going, I don't even understand this play. And then the coach would say, look, this is the intent of the play, just carry on. Just, you'll do fine, right? Well, as it turns out, they had so many penalties, they couldn't actually spend any time in the offensive zone. So things didn't work out the way they planned. So the fact that they only lost by 6 goals was a miracle. But this owner is pissed, right? This is not what she expected. So she said, I'm going to sue everybody. All the rest of the players went home and played golf. And for the next 5 years, she sued management, management sued the players countersued the management for not giving them enough information, enough clear instructions. So I've got something to tell you. I've got to be truthful about this. I lied to you. This is actually not about hockey at all. This is actually about construction. So I've been in this business for 41 years, and the one gift I think I learned that allowed me to be in for this long is I actually learned how to become comfortable with chronic pain. You almost had to be comfortable with chronic pain in order to stay in this industry for that long. So it didn't make a lot of sense to me. So here's some data. We're lagging in productivity. We lag in value added. We have the most bankruptcies of any industry in British Columbia, and we had the most number of contract disputes. So where does this come from? Well, I've often thought about why did we end up so bad, and I actually blame Michelangelo. So I think he was the guy that buggered up the master builder system, which actually led to siloing of competencies. You know, and then if you carry it on to the late 1800s, where this brilliant playwright came up with a saying that said, the fool knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. I thought, wow, how much have we actually evolved from there? Right? You think that over 500 years we learned something. So we still, at this day, we still value low price over potential cost. We don't understand trust. We don't listen anymore. Our contracts are designed for conflict and blame. And even though we get to the end, nobody wants to pay for the planning process in this whole thing. So what are some solutions that I think? I think we have to reintroduce trust back into our industry. I think we need contracts that are designed to bring us together, not separate us. I think that we have to truly understand what collaboration is and know how to execute it. And I think that continuous improvement needs to be a mindset that we all adopt. If we do that, I think that we'll be capable of building some of the greatest structures that have ever been erected on planet Earth. And this is hundreds of years before we even had drafting paper or electricity to power our tools. So, you know what? But that's just my opinion. Go Canucks.